of the Y, the X, and USDT, our indicator gave us a signal to short this pair, and we had the open position at 1.941, right? So our stop loss is placed at just immediately above the previous high. As you can see, this was a high. We are making lower highs. We have a lower high here, and now, okay, let me try to. We had a high here, which was a lower high. Then we got to a lower low at this level, and now we went back up to another lower high, and it got back down again to a lower low. It got back down to a lower low, and now we're having a retracement, right? So as long as this retracement doesn't break this previous high, so if the we're open to make the retracement come to a place like this, even to this level, then it will fall further down. And when it do so, we are open to it. When it do so, we are open to it our TP1. Let's try to get to our TP1 position. When it continue the downward movement, because we are making a lower low, when it continue this downward trend, we are open to it our TP1, which was placed at 1.81691. At that level, we are going to close 50% of our position, of our open position. Then we wait for it to continue further to hit our TP2, which was placed at 1.69282, and then we're going to close 50% of what will be left. Then eventually we'll close everything when it get to our TP3 at 1.5687. all right. So why we are shorting the market is because our analysis have shown us that we are making a bearish trend, because our 15 minutes time frame is bearish, our 1 hour time frame is bearish, our 4 hour time frame is also bearish, and our daily time frame is also bearish. So the YDS is completely bearish. The strength of the trend is about 73%, which is also good, and our current position is to sell it because the trend is bearish. All right. So if we should break this previous high, we'll break this previous high and we'll break this previous low, then we are going to exit the trade. We are going to have our stop loss to be at 2.065. Once it hits this 2.065, we know that this trend is no longer binding. Then we are going to close the trade and take our small stop loss and take our small loss and look for another opportunity to place another trade. But if everything continue as it has been doing for some time now, we are open to continue this downward trend, and we are open to hit our TP1, TP2, and TP3. Why? Because this is a bearish market. All right. We got a signal to sell Magic. We are in the chart of Magic USD. So we have a sell signal, and our entry was placed at 0.6873. with our first take profit TP1 at 0.645284. That will be our TP1. Then when we move down, we'll see our TP2 to be at 0.603. Then finally our TP3 will be at 0.56. So how this indicator work is that after we have a lower high, you can see we had a lower high at this level, and we also have a lower low, which is a confirmation of a downward trend. And if this trend should continue, we are open to hit our TP1 with our stop loss placed at 1:1 to the TP1. Then the TP2 is placed at 1:2 when we're talking about the risk to reward ratio. Then TP3 is placed at 1:3 when you talk about the risk to reward ratio compared to the stop loss. So once you get to this stop loss, we were going to exit the trade. Why? Because it's a confirmation that this trend has been broken. Because for it to get to this stop loss, it must have broken this lower high. Then we'll know that we are getting a higher high. And once you start getting a higher high on a downward trend, that is a signal for you to exit that trade. Right? So if this trend should continue, we are open, just like we have a lower low in this level, we are hoping to get another lower low, which may eventually hit our TP1. And once we hit our TP1, we are taking 50%, we are closing 50% of our open position. Then when it hits our TP2, we close 50% of what is left. Then when it hits our TP3, we close the entire open position for this particular pair. So guys, that is how we are going to trade this pair today. We hope that everything goes according to plan. This our indicator is giving us a bearish momentum for Magic USDT. We have 15 minutes showing bearish, 1 hour showing bearish, 4 hours showing bearish, and daily chart is also bearish. But the trend strength is not that strong. It's about 37.5%, but that is still enough for this trade to play out. Alright. This is the chart of Shiba Inu, Shiba versus USDT. We got an alert to place a short trade at 0.000. You can see the value here, 2330. And we took the trade. And we hit our TP1 at 0.000218. And we closed 50% of our open position, hoping to hit our TP2, where we close 50% of what was left. But unfortunately, we've not hit our TP2 yet. But as you can see, we are still making a lower low. We had a lower low here, we had another lower low here. So right now we are making a retracement. But as long as it doesn't break this previous high, we have a lower high here. As long as this doesn't break this previous high, we are good. Because when it doesn't break the previous high, we are hoping to have a movement like this. We're hoping to have a movement whereby it will come, this was the lowest, where it will come and get to maybe a level like this and continue further. And then we're hoping to hit our TP2 and eventually hit our TP3. So that is how the trade is being set up. And why we are shorting the market is because the technical analysis and our indicator is giving us a bearish trend. We had a bearish trend for the 4-hour chart, we have a bearish trend for the 1-hour chart, and we also have a bearish trend for the 15-minute chart. Although the daily chart is still bullish because we are still in a bull market. But that doesn't mean we are not going to short the market when we get an opportunity to short the market like this. So the trend strength is about 93%, which is very strong, which is very good. And now we've hit our TP1, we've closed 50% of our open position. Then once we hit our TP2, we'll close 50% of what was left. Eventually, we are hoping to hit our TP3 at this level. Then we'll close what is left of our open position on this trading pair. Alright, so that is how it is.